Hello and welcome to another Amy Reed's home cooking video. This time we're going to make a chicken Kiev, which as the name would suggest, Kiev in Russia, it's a Russian dish. So if we can have a quick run through the ingredients here that we're going to need. Butter, garlic, parsley, chicken breasts. These are chicken supremes with the wings still on them. It's a little bit different, this one, from usual chicken Kiev where you beat the breasts flat. I'm going to keep them supreme and whole. We're going to need some flour, salt and pepper to make seasoned flour. We're going to need some eggs as an egg wash. And we're going to need some panko breadcrumbs. You're going to need some cling film and a nice glass bowl in which to make your garlic butter. So first of all, we're going to make garlic butter. First of all, we're going to take a very carefully measured, delicate piece of butter, like that much, and that goes into the bowl. Then, we're going to chop some parsley. Just roughly chop it at first. And then finally chop it. Oh, it smells delicious already. With this Amy Reed's home cooking style, we don't measure things out and say a teaspoon of this and a tablespoon of that, and 14 grams of this. The whole point of home cooking is you just get on and do it, instead of strictly following a very rigid recipe. So there's our parsley chopped, and that's as quick as it goes. Okay, now because it's garlic butter, obviously we need garlic. Now don't be shy with the garlic, but I'm going to show you a little trick here. A lot of people don't like garlic because it makes your breath smell. But if you want to have garlic with no smelly breath, you just take that piece out of the inside. Because this little piece here is the bit that makes your breath smell. Not a lot of people know that. But we don't care if our breath smells. So we're going to have crushed garlic. Just putting it through the garlic crusher into the bowl. Right, there's our crushed garlic in with the butter, and we'll put some parsley in and mix it up. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here because the butter that I'm using is salted. It's salted with sea salt. I'm going to put a bit of pepper in. The idea of that is when we put it inside the chicken breast, it's going to season it from the inside out as well. Move that out of the way so I don't chop my fingers off. And quite simply, that's it. You just mix it in. Now if you think there's too much garlic in or there's too much parsley in, put some more butter in and thin it down. But the beautiful thing about garlic butter is that it's like its own sauce coming out of the chicken breast. So you want it to be flavourful. So that's looking pretty solid, so I've decided that I will put some more butter in there. So in it goes. Alright, I've got a board with a piece of cling film on. So what I'm going to do is drop this butter into the middle of this piece of cling film. love that sound. And I'm just going to spread it out so it's this even thickness across the cling film. Near enough for rock and roll. And then, quite simply, I'm just going to turn it into a sausage. Just hold the ends and roll it along, turn it into a sausage. It doesn't have to be anything fantastic or stunning or startling. Because now it's in a sausage form, it's going in the freezer. You just pop this in the freezer and there it can sit for a year maybe. This is some I made maybe 6-7 months ago. It's still perfectly usable, but that's the new one. Okay, what we're going to do now is take our chicken supremes, we'll have a look at them. They look lovely, and I'm just going to take the skin off. Simple as that. Right, and what we're going to do now is get our little production line ready. Some plain flour, bit of salt in there, bit of pepper on it, affectionately referred to as seasoned flour. Then we have eggs. Have you noticed that when you break eggs, if you want to break them gently into a pan so the yolk doesn't burst, it always does. But when you're going to whisk them, the yolk never bursts. Murphy's Law. So, just whisk the eggs up. And while we're whisking the eggs up, I'll show you here, we've got a panko, little glass tray panko breadcrumbs that I'm going to use. So we've got the production line, seasoned flour, whisked eggs, and panko breadcrumbs. Right, I'm going to show you these chicken breasts. Inside a chicken breast fillet, there is always another fillet, and that's it there. Now, we're going to leave that guy intact, but we have to be very careful to check the thickness of this meat. As you can see, it's very thin as it goes in there. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but you just want to check it to see how much you're dealing with. Because now I'm going to take this gentleman and I'm going to insert it into here. Now I want to keep it quite shallow so that I don't go through that inner breast. And take it up to there and make a little cut to the left. And insert it back in again and make a little cut to the right, like that. Right, here's the garlic butter I've got out the fridge. So what I'm going to do is cut into manageable pieces. Turn our chicken breast around, and this can be inserted into the chicken breast, and because it's frozen you can give it a bit of a good push and it goes in all the way. Now, as you can see, there's a hole there, and when we put this into the deep fryer, one would think that all the butter comes oozing out of there, but there is a little trick. On the end of each of these guys, there's a nice little tip of chicken breast that you can stick in there and plug the hole. So that plugs the hole, and when you coat it with breadcrumbs and flour, it won't come out. And this is where we get our hands messy. First of all, we need to go into the flour and get flour all over him. Then we go into the egg. Then we go back into the flour, because we want this well and truly sealed so we don't lose any of our lovely butter. And then we go back into the egg. And then we go into the panko. And we want this completely covered in lovely panko breadcrumbs. And this will give it a nice crispy crust. And that is exactly what we want to see, a nice crispy crust. It seals everything in. So the chicken cooks even, nice and evenly. We pop that onto a plate, and then that can go back into the refrigerator for a while. Okay, whilst our vegetables are steaming there, we've got some batternettes of carrots and some green beans. We're going to drop these guys in here, and be careful when you put them in so they don't splash. The oil's at about 165 degrees Celsius. We just want to drop those guys in there gently and leave them to cook for about 7 or 8 minutes until golden brown. You'll be able to see when they're cooked anyway, because they'll get a nice colour on them. And that's them now after about 7 minutes. Nice golden brown colour, and they're ready to come out. Lift them up and let them drain. And staying with the garlic butter theme, I'm going to use up the leftover garlic butter in the potatoes that we made. These little baby potatoes, you can boil them, you can even buy the ones that you can put in the microwave in a bag and they cook themselves in 7 minutes or something like that. But these are nice little potatoes and garlic butter. I'm just going to put a bit of salt in there for good measure, a bit of seasoning. And they're going to make a beautiful accompaniment to our chicken Kiev, along with some carrots and the beans that we've got going. And there we have it, chicken Kiev, some nice almondine potatoes, batternet of carrot and some green beans. You don't need a sauce with a Kiev, because when you cut into it, all that lovely garlic butter is its own sauce. Bye bye now. Got inside garlic butter.
Cheers.
Cheers, my dears. Bye bye now.